Hello students. So we are going to start the chapter number 2 of economics, and the name of the chapter is people as resources. And this is the video number 2 of this chapter, in which we are going to understand the importance of human beings as resource. So we have already covered the first video and explained how human beings, they are asset rather than the liability. So population of a country can be considered an asset resource for it, but for the asset it has to be given proper education, training and health facilities. Only then we can convert it in human resource. And due to the human resources, we have created wonders. We have the example of green revolution in India, then the IT revolution, and then we had gone through the example of Japan, which was completely destroyed after the Second World War, and it came out as a developed country in the next 3 to 4 decades, only because of its investment in education as well as in health sectors. So after this covering this, we are moving further, and our next topic related to this chapter is the different economic activities. So in this particular topic, we are going to understand the economic activities which are prevailed in the market, and the different activities which are being done by the human beings in the market can be classified into three categories. And what are these three categories of economic activities? These are the primary activities or primary sector, or activities under the secondary sectors, and then the activities under the tertiary sectors. So one after another we are going to understand all the three sectors and the different activities. So the first economic activities relates to primary sector activities. So when we use our nature directly and producing different things, then that is called the activities of primary sector. So what we are doing, we are using the objects of nature, like we are using the land, or like we are using the animals, or like we are using the forest, or like we are using the interior part of earth and excavating the minerals from it. All these activities in which we directly using the nature and producing different activities will be considered the activities of primary sector. And now we have the example of the primary sector activities like farming, dairy farming, lumbering, or fishing, as we have discussed in the definition. So after that, we are moving to the different economic activities come under secondary sector. So what are the secondary sector activities? In which what we are doing, we are using the objects of primary sector as a raw material, and after the further processing we are converting them into the more refined goods. They will come under the category of secondary activities. So we are taking, for example, cotton, which is a product of primary activity, and then we are converting them into the different textiles. That is called the secondary sector activity. Here you can find out the various example given to you related to secondary sector activity. So after that, the third one is the tertiary sector activity. One thing we have to remember, that tertiary sector does not produce anything like the primary sector or secondary sector. The tertiary sector only provides us different kinds of services to the human beings, so that they can make their life more comfortable. So various kinds of services are provided under tertiary sector. That is why it is also known as service sector. So now we are going to understand the different examples, like the grocery shops, or like the transportation services, or like the health services, or like the tourism services, or like entertainment services, etc. One more time you can see this particular slide and can understand the different examples of different activities coming under different sectors. So now we are moving further, and we have to understand the two types of activities. One is economic activities and another one is non-economic activities. And economic activities we have already covered under all the three sectors. Now we are moving further. On the basis of purpose of economic activities, we can furtherly classify them in two categories: market activities and non-market activities. So what are the market activities? So all the activities which are performed for the sake of profit by selling them in the market. It can be the goods or it can be the services, or even the government jobs also, which are providing the different services, come under the market activities. Now, non-market activities are those activities which are done only for self-consumption, and no goods or services are being provided to the market. They are done for the self-consumption. They will be considered as non-market activities. So after covering this, we have understood the economic activities and its two types. Activities that are related to the production, distribution, exchange and consumption of goods and services are come under economic activities. And economic activities has a purpose of profit by selling the goods or services to the market. Now non-economic activities. So activities which do not have any economic motive. That means ki the activities in which we are doing different types of work not for the sake of earning money, just for the sake of love or care, or just for the sake of social duty or moral duty, they will come under the non-economic activities. For example, if we are doing any social service, then it is not economic activity, it is non-economic activity. Similarly, if we are doing our domestic work, if the mothers, they are taking care of their children or taking care of their homes, they all will come under the non-economic activities. So now we are moving further to understand the division of labor between males and females. Generally, males are doing the economic activities and they are considered the bread earners, while the females are supposed to do the domestic work. So from kitchen, from washing clothes, doing kitchen work, taking care of their children, all these come under the non-economic activities, as the women are not paid for their work. And we have already done in our previous classes, the work done by the women are not respected by their counterparts because they are not paid for their work. So now through this example we concludes that traditionally in India there is a division of labor between men and women. Then generally women are expected to do all the domestic chores, domestic affairs, from cooking, washing, cleaning to taking care of their children. Women are not paid for their services which they do at their homes. Then if women are involved in economic activities and if they are doing outside work, generally what we find, most of them are given very less salary because of lack of education and lack of skill training. And in these unorganized sector, the job is also not secure for the women. So with this, we have covered the second part of our chapter number 2 of economics, people as resource. I hope you understood each and everything. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.